What the? This thing won't go down. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Flat Thunder channel. My name's Andy, and you may recognize this 2001 Mercury Mountaineer, aka a Ford Explorer, with a problematic window switch that we diagnosed and repaired in a previous video. If you're interested in that, I'll drop a link down in the description below. But guess what? This window will not go down now. So you need to get in here, diagnose this, and try to get the windows working again because, well, it's getting warm out and the grocery getter needs to have some ventilation. It stinks. Here we go. Already have the door panel and the switch removed. If you want to see how to do that, I'll drop a link down to the previous video where we replaced the switch, and it will show how to do that process. If you lift this cover up, this is just basically a insulation / sound barrier. If you lift this cover up and look down yonder here, this right here is the connector for the window motor. I had to manually energize these two leads to get the window to raise back up, because when this failed, the window was all the way down and this car sits outside and that's just no good. So we took our awesome Folgers can, used it as a power source, manually energized this window motor regulator, and was able to raise the window back up until we were able to get new parts. I had to pound on this door to get that window motor regulator to energize while manually energizing those pins, and the window started and then it rolled up, but it rolled up ever so slowly. So I think the window motor regulator on this door itself is part of the problem, but not really the whole problem in this instance. I'll take you in the garage here and show you the old cheap Chinesian window switch that we put in previously. It obviously did not hold up and or do a good job. Here's the unit. I already disassembled it. This is obviously the rocker switches. Here's the little rocker contacts. You can see this one's really discolored and carboned up. I don't know if you can focus on that. This is the one for the driver's side door. If you can tell, it's really carboned up and discolored. It's kind of shorting out as you made the connection. Here's a bigger part of the problem. This is the circuit board, and this blackened contact here, that is the window up on the driver's side, and it's definitely just charred. But look at this copper piece, that's not supposed to be outside of the circuit board. So this circuit board got so hot that it physically melted and left a electrical burny smell inside the car. I'm kind of surprised this didn't actually catch on fire. So that's no good. This is the, I don't know, $20 or $30 El Cheapo switch that I purchased as a cheap and easy replacement, which didn't really hold up so good, and I'm kind of surprised it didn't catch on fire. That's no good. Here's the new, much more expensive switch that I purchased. Disappointed that it's made in China. Can you read it? This one was over $100, I think, or somewhere in that vicinity. Obviously still together, but you can just feel a distinguishing difference between this one and the original. Between this one and this one. Looks the same, but much more crisp rocker switches. I think this one is gonna be a much better product. I mean, I'm a little disappointed it was made in China as well, but you can just feel in the switch it's much better quality than this previous iteration. I don't know if the poor rocking, this one just made contact and stayed in the up position, or if it was just a cheap circuit board that couldn't handle the loading. So just to be on the safe side, we have a brand new window motor regulator that we purchased for the driver's side door. I'm going to rip out that old one and get this guy swapped in there. I'm going to pop the speaker out and look for access to that window motor regulator in behind here. Good news is I can feel the window motor regulator through this speaker access hole. What appears to be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 holes where it can fasten to there to the window regulator. I believe it's in there like that. So should be one. There's nothing there. Awesome. So the unfortunate part here is I don't think this thing is bolted to the main window regulator. I believe we're gonna have to remove the whole window regulator to get this thing off. It might be pop riveted on there. And the whole thing looks like it's pop riveted into the door. Now sometimes things just are more difficult than they need to be. Okay. We're gonna need to remove this. Haha, I think, maybe. So we took the 2 bolts off here and immediately dropped them down inside the door somewhere. So we're gonna have to find those. Maybe this one's holding it on. I don't really know. We need to go get a 7/16 socket here to try to get that off, and hopefully this thing will come off of there. Not looking promising here. I see a screw right there. Right about there. What is that? We're looking at this screw right here. I'm gonna drill this dimple out. We're drilling that thing out. Woo! Haha! I don't understand, but it is in there. Oh yeah. Why in the world would you put 2 holes here and then a dimple to show where the hole is at there, but not plug it in? We made a kind of ugly hole, but it's there's the bolt we need. And there she is. Next question. Those are all tapped on this and not on the new one. So here's the new one. Here's the original. So you can tell these holes are threaded. If it'll focus in all 3 places. The new one, not so much. Good news is though, the bolt does not fit in there. So hopefully we can just go ahead and tap those to the right thread size. I'm not sure if they just forgot to do it on this one or they wanted you to put through bolts in. I really don't know. But we're going to try to tap these to this bolt, which I believe is a M5 or M6. This is kind of interesting. I got the tap, which I thought it was, which is M5, and I even tapped the original one with this just to make sure it was the right size, and put it on this one, and it just falls in the hole. So looking closer at this bolt, if you can see if it'll focus on it, I think this is a self-tapping bolt. This bolt isn't really round, or at least it doesn't appear to be. It's kind of like almost like a triangular shape. If you look at the head of it, I can draw it bigger. It looks more like this shape, and that's kind of exaggerated. If you try to stick this bolt in these holes, it'll kind of get started, but that's as far as it goes. I think these are going to self-tap in here. Let's just slam this thing back in there and jam them on in there. I mean, what do we got to lose? Drop these screws 3 times in the door trying to get them in there. Got our old pile of electrical tape here. We're going to tape the head of the screw to the socket. So you can at least get it started without dumping it in the door again. I just don't understand. I'm happy that we figured out that there was a dimple in the door indicating that there was a bolt behind there to replace the window motor regulator. I just don't understand why it wouldn't come pre-stamped with a hole in there. He had 2 of the holes, the third one was missing. Seems really odd not to include that third one, but extremely happy that we figured that out, because the next step was going to be to rip the whole thing out of there. That would have been a major pain in the butt. So we got it plugged in there. Let's pop our new switch on here to see how this window works. Hopefully it works without any grinding before we put the door panel back on. Oh, so nice. Oh, up too. Oh, so nice. Winning. So nice. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Leave your questions and comments on the section below. And don't forget to punch that subscribe button on your way out. Thanks for watching, everybody.